Hey y'all, welcome back, real ones. I know I'm late. Don't cut my head off yet. Please don't give up on your girl. And I am just doing a little mic check. This is a new mic. I have a new mic. First of all, the last mic I had, my babies. I don't know which one. First of all, okay, there go my mic check. Y'all can hear me because I just turned it on my TV. Y'all can hear me. I can hear myself. Okay, so first things first. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome back to another episode of DaRealConvo. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Also hit the notification bell so anytime I'm live or I post a video, you'll be notified. Let me just bless my food really fast. Amen. Thank y'all for being patient with me. So y'all know this is a mukbang channel as well. It's not just a commentary channel. I'm just eating a pot of spaghetti. So I really like to showcase my seafood. That's all I want to have on this channel. It's like seafood, but listen, I've been up under the weather. I have not really been feeling all too good. And my mother-in-law cooked for me. So I'm gonna eat these spaghetti. Y'all gonna get the spaghetti in y'all life. But yeah, y'all seen the title of the video. So Sukihana went on Armon Wiggins show and did an interview. It was very, very interesting. He did an amazing job on this interview. And I give him props because okay. Now I'm gonna try to remember everything that he asked her and they talked about. And it was already kind of like late. My life is so busy, y'all. Like I really had wanted to like take my notes and write down like main points so that I can really get into it. But we gonna freestyle because I already was like 15 minutes late, so I didn't get to do that. But when he said this is the best Sukihana interview yet, he wasn't lying. He was not lying. He did an amazing job. So he kind of opens up the interview and he wants her to explain to us who is Destiny and where she comes from. And if you're a Sukihana fan, then you already know she comes from Wilmington, Delaware, right? And so that was a given. You know, he opens up the interview about where she's from. And then he goes on to ask her, does she have any siblings? And does she have any brothers and sisters? Something in it. That's not a question I've ever heard any other interviewer ask her. I always heard her say she does have a sister and she light skinned, but that's the most I ever heard her say about siblings. But she said she has 3, and I'm guessing those 3 are from her on her mom's side. And then he asked, you know, like, does she have any more sisters on her dad's side? She doesn't really know because she doesn't have a relationship with him. She doesn't have a relationship with him. He's never been in her life. I saw an interview once before Vlad TV where she did get into that briefly. She was saying how like her grandmama and her mama, like in the summertime or around her birthday, because I'm guessing her other siblings, their fathers were in their lives or whatever, so they probably used to go away with the other side of their family for the summertime and stuff like that or whatever. Y'all know how that go. So I'm sorry, y'all. This is new hair for me, and I'm getting used to juggling it. So yeah, but they would like do extra stuff for her. So, you know, I guess she wouldn't feel outcasted or like she was, you know, like an outsider or whatever, you know, to try to help keep her self-esteem intact or whatever. So I have heard her say that on a Vlad TV interview. Was that Vlad TV? I think that was Vlad TV, but it's like when she was on the come, like early stages on the come up, like um before she ever even did Love and Hip Hop Miami. So she tells us something about. She talks to us about a relationship that she was in with a guy that she was pregnant by, and he used to be mentally and physically abusive towards her. And this was really interesting to find out because, like, I can relate to this in so many ways. She was explaining to Armon that, she would like write down little raps and she would ask him to listen to them or read them, and he was never interested, and he used to shrug her off or whatever. So he really wasn't. He was emotionally checked out, emotionally unavailable, basically, is what I got out of that when she was explaining that. Because again, at this point in the interview, he's taking us into a little bit about Destiny and how Sukihana came along. Like, how did we get Sukihana from Destiny? So from what I gather, she's a young lady from Wilmington, Delaware. Her mom moved around quite a bit: Miami, North Carolina, Atlanta. So that's why she, claimed to be from Miami or whatever, because she moved around a little bit. But somewhere in between time, you know how it is. You're a little girl, you start dating or whatever. But Armon Wiggins asked her, like, who was her inspiration and who kind of motivated you? And I love that she says that her mother and her grandmother raised her, and that it was a village. Like, my grandmother, my mom, my auntie, they all had their hand in raising me. Like, they raised me. And but of course, I'm a little girl, and I'm getting all my inspiration and admiration from the women in my life. But as a little girl, I stumbled across a little Kim mixed a little Kim music, right? So I just love that for her that she goes back and she lets us know that I came to know who Lil Kim was. I kind of studied her, and I kind of like looked up for her and respected her, because when she walked in the room, she was like the elephant in the room, and that's kind of like how she felt about herself, because she was an outsider or whatever. For whatever reason, she felt like she was an outsider. Maybe because, and it's no secret, Sukihana has said several times that she was in special education or what have you. So maybe it had something to do with the fact that she was in special education. She probably felt like she was an outsider. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that her father was absent in her life, and she just felt like she was an outsider. Who knows? I mean, it's a lot of things that could go on in a young girl's head that can make you internally feel like you're an outsider for whatever reason. And honey, boy, can I tell you, I can relate to that. So, I mean, she was very relatable in that part of the interview, and I really do respect her for opening up about that, because I've never seen Sukihana open up and just really tell us more about who Destiny is. Like, I've never heard her say, hey, I stumbled across the little Kim music as a little girl. I related to her because for some reason, when she was walking into certain spaces within the industry, it was almost like, oh, okay, there go the elephant over there, but she owned that space. And I think what Suki was trying to say is that she respected how Kim adapted and took ownership of what the media was trying to paint her out to be back in her day. That's what I got from it. And she kind of looked up to that. And I have always said that, to me, in my opinion, I feel like Sukihana is following the Lil Kim formula, because if we go back and you think about her on the OnlyFans mixtape and the things that, not I said mixtape, OnlyFans things that she's doing on there, and gagging all over it and stuff like that, immediately in my mind, because I come from the Lil Kim generation, I thought about the rumor that was going around that was all over the, because we didn't have social media back then. We had newspapers and magazines that were out. We would be in the grocery store and you would see on these magazines, oh, look, Kim's stomach was pumped of, male bodily parts, the same kind of body parts that TashaK said that Sukihana had been swallowing. And when you think about that, just think about that. If look, Kim had access to social media and OnlyFans back in the day when they so-called claimed allegedly that she had intercourse with all these different guys, and then they had to pump her stomach. When I saw Sukihana being going viral back, at the top of the pandemic when she opened up her OnlyFans account, and everybody was talking about how she was slobbing and throwing up on, the male body part or what have you. I immediately in my head thought, because I already see her more of like a Lil' Kim type chick than any other female rapper that she tells us that she looks up to, but hey, that's her personal preference. I'm like, wow, boy, is she following this formula. She is very much so following the Lil' Kim formula as far as being like a sex kitten, a raunchy, ratchet. And I don't think, to me, Lil' Kim was never ratchet. I want to say that she was raunchy. She was very raunchy, but classy at the same time. But I see like little things in Sukihana where she's taking that Lil' Kim formula. Like you can tell that Suki definitely followed Lil' Kim's career. So when she said that in this part of the interview that, her mom and her grandmother and aunt are great, were great influences in her life. But when it comes to Sukihana, I feel like organically she gives that to Lil' Kim. And we're gonna get to it later on in this conversation. Because we now live in a time where you have to name drop certain people. So you won't come off as a hater or, oh, you didn't kiss my ring, my fan base gonna attack you. And I really do just like that for this generation in terms of music. But she tells us about a relationship that she was in with some bum, dusty deadbeat, and he basically was mentally and physically abusive with her. He was accusing her of being a whore, saying that he heard about her, and I don't think she want to do is prove to this dude, like, baby, I'm down with you. Like, I'm down. I'm for you. I love you. Like, only thing I want to do is be submissive and treat you good and be a one-woman man for you. Like, no, it's not that or whatever. And, like, she said she was already looking at it like, I got my own crib. You really can't even provide. You really can't even provide for me like that. And you can't pay my bills. You really can't do. And then you got the nerve to be up in here being disrespectful, and you can't bring nothing to the table. So you better appreciate having a queen like Miss Destiny, because at this point I'm gathering she had not quite developed into Sukihana, but Sukihana was right around the corner because he was pushing it out and pushing it out. He steady calling her hoes. He steady like being disrespectful. And she writing music, addressing this shit in her own time. Because of course, when a man is mentally unavailable, you can't talk to him about none of his bull crap and what he's doing making you feel. So what else better to do? I'm a rapper, I'm an entertainer at heart. I got all of this talent. I don't know what to do with it. So she was writing little rhymes back then. But she said that the dude ended up eventually like leaving her. She was 4 months pregnant, and it was so sad when I heard her say, she ended up not being able to have that baby. And I have heard Sukihana say on several different occasions that she loved birthing kids. She want to have a whole bunch of kids. So I know that she was already in love with that baby and bonding with that baby. And for her to lose the baby because of how this man was doing her, it just really broke my heart to hear her say that. Yeah. She ended up losing the baby and getting out of that relationship. And then, remember I told y'all the other day on the other live that I did about her that Sukihana used to be wrapped all up. She went into detail about that. That was the next thing that she went into. She was like, she just got on her hustle. She started selling colloidal oil. And the colloidal oil, I think it's a herb or some type of, I think it's a herb. I think it is. That heals the body. And she used to sell shea butter at her local convenience store. And she was just really grinding, and she was a hustler. So she really, what I got out of that is that, hey, baby, I've been a hustler. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And y'all don't know me like that because, baby, I used to be wrapped up from head to toe out here at the convenience store just using the gift of the gab selling shea butter and waist beads and things of that nature, and still was, like, had a hustler and money making mentality in me. Y'all don't even know this about me. Y'all just know what y'all see me show y'all, and y'all done ran across the bridge with it. Baby, when I tell you, I believe Sukihana love Michelle Obama, and her baby respects her, but baby, she was not listening to Miss Michelle Obama when she say they go low. When they go low, we go high. No. Sukihana went to hell in several parts of this interview. I could tell Sukihana was very frustrated and irritated with the backlash that she has received from social media and all of this just judging her. That's why I wanted to write my notes down so that I could like zoom in on those parts where I'm like, she was frustrated here. She's tired of the backlash here. Like, she was kind of being like she was getting that shit off her chest. She was getting that off her chest. She was not holding back. Sukihana did not hold back in this interview. She held back, but you could tell the things that she really just don't appreciate. And she like, at this point, I done made me some money. I can invest in business. I'm not dumb. And I can make this money work for me. So I'm going to say this part. If I don't get no deal and I don't get the notoriety that I deserve and that's due to me, oh well. But this part right here, fuck this media training. I'm finna say this. You can tell in that interview, it was certain parts that she was feeling like that, baby. Because Sukihana, baby. So, she said that, while she was selling the shea butter and different things like that, colloidal oil and stuff like that, she had met this older guy and he kind of turned her out. She went from having her hair wrapped up and being fully covered up to, baby, give me that lime green wig. And then Armon Wiggins is so funny because he just, baby, she opened the door for that though, Suki. You opened the door up for that, baby. He went right in for the juggler. He said, so did he turn you out? Like, was he a pimp? And she like, no, nothing like that at all. Like, no, he wasn't pimping me, but he tried to get Sukihana to open up about that and give us a little bit more detail about how she turned Destiny to Suki and what motivated that. And she did kind of let us know that being with that older guy did kind of motivate that. And I'm finna just like, hold on. I'm going to try to pull up the interview. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to try to like go over it and see if he got like the little, hold on, let me turn my phone down because people like to strike people's channel. Let me see if he got the like, how they have the little subtitles where you can see what's being said in this part of the video. That's what I'm going to do because it's really some stuff and I don't, okay. No, he don't have that in there. How do you, hold on, cause let me see. It's not letting me do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to try my best to like remember because I really do like want y'all to know like what was being said. So yeah. She tells us how she turns Sukihana from Destiny. And basically it was motivation from a guy. She really didn't spill that tea. She wouldn't like really open up about that. But she does let us know without saying it that, let's do she with that kind of brung Sukihana out. She was already messing and tampering when she was in that bad relationship with the guy who she had the miscarriage by because she was already writing rhymes and stuff. But then when she got with this guy, and I guess she was more able to be herself, she didn't look back on Sukihana, here you go. So yeah. And then she goes on to tell us, well, Armon asked her about, so he goes right into the whole YK Osiris piece. And kind of like, what does she say Or how does she feel about people feeling like basically she deserves for that to happen to her because of the way her music is and how she dresses and the image that she portrays online. Baby, when I tell you Sukihana let loose, she let out F the P, baby, all that. You gotta go watch an interview. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Let me just see. Y'all bear with me. I'm finna pull up a little snippet from off my Instagram. Let me see. I'm finna pull up a small little snippet for y'all. So y'all can understand what I'm talking about. When I say Suki wasn't trying to hear the whole shit today. She was not interested in people's opinions of her. And she just wasn't here for it. She just wasn't here for it, baby. Okay, here it come. Hold on, y'all. I'll be glad when I'm able to get me a studio because as soon as I get on here and go live, for some reason my kids always want to be up, doing something, making noise, hollering, and then, baby, you know, daddies don't make it any better. He keep them going so hard. I just be like, oh my God. Like, do you understand that I'm on live? Do you understand that people can hear you guys in the background? Like, I don't know. It's not making sense. It's not clicking. I'm trying to find somebody who posted the little snippet so that I can share it with y'all. I hate see people be taking stuff down because I know who page had it. Hold on, I'm gonna find it for y'all. I'm definitely gonna find it, okay? So hold up to the swallow up, okay? Hold up. Let's see. Uh, let's see. What does this say? Hold on, y'all. Okay, so I'm not able to find it. I can't find it. Anyway, um, he asked her about like, what about people saying like you have kids? If your kids hear your music, what are you gonna tell them? And she answered the perfect question. And she was like, you know what? See, people are dumb. People are stupid, and they really are stupid because what she said, why would kids be listening to my music and I'm a adult entertainer? Let that sink in your brain. Why would children? Why the bigger question is who allows their children to have access to be able to even be listening to Sukihana, seeing her OnlyFans, seeing her viral on like whatever your children had, and this is what she said also. They tablets need to be monitored. They social medias need to be monitored. The things that they do on their tablets, computers, laptops, whatever, all of that needs to be adult supervised and monitored. People always want to try to hold these entertainers accountable for their lack of parenting. No, there is no child that should have access to Sukihana anything. My kids can't listen to Suki. My kids cannot listen to Suki. Like, no, I agree with her about that. Like, what the hell? Why would children be listening to my music? Like, do you not have settings on your kids' things? Like, do y'all not monitor the things that they are watching, the things that their eyes are being exposed to? Are you not going in there and like kind of filtering their settings? Like, that people are a trip for real. Like, they be acting like, oh, and when these celebrities make music, they need to make sure that they go inside my child's tablet and they fix the settings on my child's social media in their tablet, whatever device that they're using to search social media. You need to go in there as the entertainer, the rapper, whatever in entertainment, and you need to make sure that those things are censored. No, what are you doing as a parent? I love that answer. I love the way she addressed it. That was real short and simple and straight to the point. Get the F up out of her. I have a daughter, 4 years old, my 5-year-old son, a 19-year-old son. My 4 and 5-year-old, they have no business looking at Sukihana. Baby, they TV stay on Cartoon Network, Disney Channel. I keep it, they have their own kids YouTube. They watch Gracie's Corner, things of that nature. No, ma'am, they don't. Like, even when I'm listening to Sukihana and my daughter come in the room or what have you, I turn it off. And like, if she, like, because I was listening to Lotto and CardiB remix, and my daughter loved that "Rip Me Out the Plastic, I Been Acting Brand New," because she has enlarged lungs, so she like, but I know what she's saying. I'm like, no, you can't listen to this. You can't look at that. Let's go do Grace's Corner, or I just redirect her attention. Like, it is not the job of an entertainer to monitor what. Now, I feel like it'll be a different situation if she was at a college performing like that. Now, that's totally different. If she, not a college, elementary school, a junior high school, somewhere like that, a high school, performing her raunchy, ratchet, sexually liberated lyrics. That's totally different. Like, which is what brings me to my next thing with Sukihana. And Armon Wiggins told her in this interview that Casamigos is where it is for her. And let me tell y'all something that I observed with Suki. I believe because Armon kept telling her that he kept trying to get her to understand that you have the ability and all of the tools necessary to convert into mainstream. I understand that eating a nigga A, and all that, like, that's more popping on social media or what have you. And that's what people are making different TikTok videos for. That's what she's viral for right now. And that's what the people, hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry, y'all. I had to go get my little baby because he up there crying for his mommy. That's him you hear in the background. Hold on, baby. Okay. It's okay. Mama sorry. I just try to work. Okay? Okay? Okay. It's okay, Dada. Here, you want to go? Okay. Look at this in your room? Here. Here, go in your room with it. While mommy work, okay? Okay, bye-bye? I'm sorry, y'all. Here, baby. Go in your room. You hear that? Cocoa melon. Cocoa melon, baby. Go in your room. Okay? Thank you, baby. Cocoa melon, but yeah. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot where I was at. Close the door back, baby. Thank you. I'm so sorry about that, y'all. But I have little babies, and I be having to attend to my babies. You know, it's hard when you're trying to record and get your YouTube up and going, and you know, it just sometimes it does. It gets hard because my kids are mommy's babies, and they always under me, and when they can't be around me up under me as much, they get frustrated and they don't understand that. So I apologize, y'all. But yeah, she kind of goes off into I forgot my train of thought. I forgot where I was at. Okay, so let me try to pick the pieces back up. So I already told y'all about how Sukihana came out, how she went from Destiny to Suki, and kind of like how she moved around, and that's why she says she's from Florida, you know, because she kind of moved around a lot. And then I'm saying how I noticed, about her being mainstream. That's what we were talking about. I feel like Armon kept trying to tell her that, this is what I do. I review female rap. This is what I talk about. And I know the dark-skinned girls that have the ability to go mainstream and the dark-skinned girls that do not have the ability to go mainstream. And you are a Casamigos queen. Like he went above and beyond trying to explain to her beauty. And I believe that Sukihana does know that she has a face card, that her face card never declines. It never denies. It always goes past go because she says it all the time. And I'm always telling people, I'm always talking about this with my husband, my sister, or whoever would just listen. Sukihana without makeup is a very beautiful woman. Sukihana is very extremely beautiful. I've seen cover art of Sukihana, and I look at it and I'm like, wow, why is she not more mainstream? Like, what's the tea with that? Why is Sukihana not on the cover of magazines? Why is she not in certain spaces? You know, and I think it's time for more extensive media training, if I'm being honest with Sukihana. It's time for an image cleanup. I'm not saying that she has to, like, if she want to rap about, I'm gonna just say this: it's not what you do, it's how you do it, Suki. I don't think that she needs to just completely change who and what she is and what got her to the point to where she is. But I agree with Armon when he was telling her that you are a star. And Casamigos is the one. I remember when Casamigos came up on my YouTube feed and I listened to it, I was like, oh, she going mainstream. Immediately in my head, that's immediately what I thought is, oh, Sukihana, her deal is right around the corner. She's about to go mainstream. Like, okay, I like this little sound. She's singing, you know, like little Caribbean little vibe. Casamigos, pour it in my cup. Pour it in my cup. And then she's on there with who is that she's on there with? Afrobeats. And he's very known and very popular. So that was like a good push, a good look for her. I feel like that put her in spaces like, you know, overseas and out of the country and opened her up to a whole other fan base. So yeah, I wish that, I feel like because the industry is not ready to accept that image, the features of a Sukihana, I feel like some of that has soaked in her head, and she had started to believe it. That's what I'm trying to say. I feel like Sukihana has started to believe the haters, because no matter how hard Armon was trying to explain to her that she's a star, she has the ability to go mainstream. I feel like Sukihana has soaked it inside of her brain not to get too cocky, not to get too big-headed. You already dark, you already loud, you have these afro features, you don't have small lips, a little nose, you don't have like this little thin face, you a full-faced African-American woman, big like pig, because at one point she was calling herself Miss Piggy, like I don't have like little bitty features like a Naomi Campbell. Like, even though Naomi Campbell is a dark skinned woman, like she has these little tight eyes, this little pointed nose, these little small lips. Like, she has more Western European features to her as an African American woman, as opposed to a Sukihana. She has very obvious and discreet Afrocentric features. Like, and I think that she doesn't want to like get her hopes up. That's what I think it is. That's what I'm trying to say. I think she don't want to get her hopes up, and so I think she just fine with getting a bag, being able to take care of her family, being able to provide for her kids, being able to pay her own mortgage, rent, being able to own her own home, her own car. Which, hey, listen to me. There is nothing wrong with that. If she able to provide for her babies, take care of her family, her grandmother, because I've heard her say like several times she could pay her mom bills, she pay her grandmother bills, she take care of her family. She not just taking care of herself, she taking care of her family off of what people are judging her for. And then she also said in this interview that the checks are getting bigger. The crowds are getting bigger, like she not just performing for a couple of hundred of people anymore. She performing for thousands of people. And we see that when she was in Chicago, when Summer Walker brought her out, like we see her on Love and Hip Hop Miami. That gave her more exposure. Like she did something. I can't even think of what it was. Okay. Where she was like doing all this, like I can't even think of the name of it. And I remember telling my sister back then, I was like, she gonna make it. She gonna make it. I have always felt like Sukihana was gonna make it, period, point blank. Like I don't pay any of that stuff attention because I grew up in the Lil' Kim era. Lil' Kim is who I support. As far as female rappers, I'm Lil' Kim down. If you're from that generation, this right here, what Sukihana is doing. This is not anything new under the sun to people from our generation. This has been going on. This is not new. This is not something that we don't know. Okay, so he just brought me a popsicle. Go give it to your daddy. Hold on, cause this thing